What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western Europe Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today comes from the Steuben Brewing Company, and they are out of Hammondsport, New York, and this is their Oktoberfest, the 2024 release. So this is a Märzen-style Oktoberfest that comes in at 5.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just under 2 months old. So this is the first beer from Steuben that I'm reviewing on the channel. It is not the first beer I had from them. I had a Pilsner at a beer fest, I think last year, and it was damn good. And I've heard good things about their brewery as a whole, especially when it comes to their lager game from a couple different local friends, and I thought I would pick this one up and review it. This is the only Oktoberfest beer that I'm reviewing for Western Europe Wednesday during the official Oktoberfest celebration in Munich, Germany. They have a little spiel on the side of the can that I will hopefully remember to read at the end of the review. If not, it should be in the description box. So let's crack this one open and see what we got going on here. So I'm excited about this one. Like I said, I've heard good things about Steuben. I believe a couple good friends of mine, fellow beer tubers, Dan and Mike over at FLX Beer Reviews, I think they reviewed this one last fall. And I think they enjoyed it. I don't think they thought it was amazing or anything, but I'm pretty sure they enjoyed it. So hopefully I enjoy it as well. We're going to give it a pour into the mug here. And again, I'm going to try to go pretty aggressive to get a decent head here, but I don't want, crazy, something like that. Looks nice. Pour the rest of it when we're done. Anyway, yeah, that looks beautiful. Has like a burnt sienna color. We're just making up colors. Sienna's a color, but have you ever heard burnt sienna? I don't know if I have. But anyway, it has this amber orange color. You could say rust. I've said that for, I think, the Shiner one that I did recently, but it definitely has a good, deeper, darker kind of like orange-red color. Had about a finger of this off-white kind of beautiful looking head that is now dissipated to a thin film. That's not, I feel like these glasses don't hold the head as well, at least from the ones I poured so far. And I've had a couple of them have not. But I mean, the clarity is awesome. Hold up my hand. Yeah, I can see my hand, everything. It looks beautiful. Very fine particulates there, decent carbonation. But I'd say it looks pretty nice despite the fact that the head is non-existent, just a thin film. Let's get a nose. Ooh. Very beautiful, bready, biscuity, kind of rich malt character. Yeah, that malt character is very rich. There's a little bit of like a, probably not stylistically correct, but a little bit of like a sweeter cherry in here. Like definitely fruity vibes. Yeah, so I'd say like toasted marble bread. Because it's not like straight on rich, deep, like darker brown bread. We'll say more of like the brown bread, but you could say marbled. Has a little bit of a spiciness, herbaceous kind of quality as well. Maybe a touch of a honey. Like if this existed, I know this sounds, again, probably not stylistically correct, but like honey drizzled, like sweet cherries. Yeah, it smells nice. Ooh, I just like, it has a spicy, like biscuity kind of character. It's really cool. I want to get into it. It smells really great, despite the lack of a head. Let's get into this one. Cheers, everybody. Prost. Oh, yeah. That's real nice. I'm glad I said it had like a rich kind of malt depth to it, because it does. And what I love about the taste is that it's not as like spicy and herbaceous as the nose. It's more of like this slightly spicy grassiness in the taste, but it has a good balance to it. But I really like that rich kind of like malt depth. Mine, this is lower side of medium, maybe a touch thin, but it is 5.2%. So I usually expect going in the Märzen-style Oktoberfest, typically in the medium range. So this is just a little bit under, so a bit thin. The mouth feels really nice, has a good effervescent crispness to it, moderate carbonation, but it's smooth on the palate. Not really creamy, but more smooth than anything. The taste, toasted bread, toasted biscuit. Again, you could say more of a brown bread, maybe a marbled bread, but definitely a toasty bread or a biscuit. And I'd say more biscuit than maybe breadiness. I don't know. Nah, it's probably equal, but just has a nice kind of complex malt character from that aspect. That's omnipresent on the palate, hits me in the front, get it in the back, kind of in between as well. After that, though, again, a little bit of that honey drizzled cherry. I know that sounds weird and kind of out of place. So stylistically, this is not like spot on. It's not as, I think, off-putting as the Amagang offering was that I reviewed last week on I think it was last Thursday. That one had like a fruited iced tea vibe, and it just was out of place, where I don't think like a honey drizzled cherry is like completely out of place for this style, even though that's typically not what I really get out of the style, and I'm sure a lot of you out there as well. But I think it works way better than like a fruited iced tea. The second half of the palate, it has that spicy, slightly spicy kind of grassiness, maybe even a little bit of a floral sensation. This finishes bone dry, a mild bitterness here. Decent hop character, but the bitterness isn't too big. It's just, you know, you get that spicy, grassy, floral character, but it has more of a mild bitterness, and it's more dry than anything. Really well balanced, extremely clean beer, 5.2%, you can't tell. This is just a well-made, well-executed Oktoberfest with a bit of a different characteristic that is not really, the style isn't known for, at least in my experience. So I got to knock it stylistically for that, but like as a whole, I think this is a really nice beer. I'm digging it. Yeah, really nice beer. I can't really say much more about it. I'm going to pour the rest in, and then we're going to rate it. So I think this, for a local beer, is nice. It's probably one of the better Oktoberfests I've had from a Western New York brewery. I believe Hammondsport is in the Finger Lakes region. I think it's at like the base of one of the actual Finger Lakes. So not like super close by, but I consider Buffalo, Rochester, and the Finger Lakes region to be a part of Western New York, so that's why I'm including them in Western New York Wednesday, and I'm glad I picked it up to review. Again, 5.2%, you really can't tell. It drinks probably in that realm, a little bit lighter on the body, so the knocks this one, a little lighter body, that honey drizzled cherry note, really not like, you know, stylistically correct. But I think as a whole, this is a really nice Oktoberfest beer. I'm digging it. So Steuben's Oktoberfest, the 2024 release. I'm going to give this a high 4 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.05. I think that's a fair score for this. Stylistically, though, I'd probably knock this and probably put in like 3.75 range. Again, that little bit of that honey drizzle cherry note is just not doing it for me. I'd like a little bit bigger of a body. But I think otherwise, and again, I mean, you know, if you're Oktoberfest, Märzen-style Oktoberfest, more like bready, or more complex breadiness. I don't know if biscuity is really like what you seek out. I know if you go like BJCP guidelines, they say like you shouldn't be tasting like caramel and toffee and stuff, but we don't do the BJCP thing here. It's a good guideline, but at the same time, I just kind of try to review the beer on how I enjoy it and not to like guidelines or stylistically, but I would say stylistically from what I've had over the past 15 years drinking craft beer and drinking Oktoberfest beers, this is a little bit outside the norm of what I'm accustomed to. So I think a 4.05 for personal score is good, and a 3.75 for style is appropriate. Anyway, price point availability, I pay $3.99 for that can, so I'd imagine 4 packs are probably in the $14 realm, which is fine for a local brewery, smaller brewery. I mean, $4. If you bought a 4-pack and it's $14, you know, $3.50 a can, that's fine. It's a 16 fluid ounce can. And oh yeah, the spiel on there, we'll do the availability at Steuben. I have no idea. Probably not. I'd probably get it at the brewery, and probably in the Western New York region. Outside of that, they're probably too small for them to have any kind of distro. So if you're not in the Western New York area, you probably can't get your hands on their stuff. Now I want to try other stuff from them, because again, I heard really good stuff about their lagers, and this is pretty nice. Again, not like 100% stylistically correct, but you know, it's just one man's opinion. Maybe you drink and you're like, wow, this is spot on to a T. Beer is subjective. We all have different palates. So on the back here, it says our seasonal German-style Märzen beer is rich in malt with balanced bitterness. Yeah. Biscuit, yes. And toasted bread character. Yes. The perfect fall session beer. So I think I kind of nailed what they were going for. Huh. Now, if they said honey drizzled cherry, I'd be like, I'm a fucking magician. But they didn't. So probably just my stupid palate. Yeah, good beer. Glad I reviewed this one for Western New York Wednesday. Good beer. I enjoy it. I'm going to drink the rest of it and enjoy every second. So check back next Wednesday for another Western New York Wednesday. I have no idea what I'm reviewing. I don't have a Western New York beer on hand that I have specifically saved for it, so I have to pick something up. But it's not going to be an Oktoberfest beer. I really don't know what I'm going to grab, but we'll see. As far as Oktoberfest beers, I have one left that I'll review on the final day of the official Oktoberfest celebration in Munich, Germany, and that is the Munich-style Fest beer from Jack's Abbey. Really looking forward to that. Hopefully it's just as good as the Sierra Nevada Fest beer collaboration from this year. And yeah, so I'm going to shut this one down. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. If you've had this one, post in the comment section. Till the next one. Cheers. Prost.